Dr. Paul Williams, it's good to have you joining us.
Good morning from a very cold, wintry London.
All right, very quickly, Doctor, you are championing this debate. What's the debate exactly? What are the specificities of the debate? What is the discussion going to be about?
Well, I think it's really important that the United Kingdom, as a friend and as an equal partner of Uganda, looks critically at some of the things that have been happening in Uganda. And, you know, I and many people in my country are concerned to see that what looked like a really strong democracy with strong institutions, independent electoral commission, independent judiciary, seems to be being undermined. And one example of that has been the what we've seen happening to Chagulani Robert, to Bobi Wine, but we've seen many politicians being harassed, being beaten, allegations of torture, and I think members of parliament in my country, as friends to Uganda, want to have the chance to discuss this.
So some folks would ask and say, what impact is this going to have, considering Uganda is a sovereign state?
So Uganda is a sovereign state, and but it is legitimate for one country that is a partner of another country to look and to explore when they see things that are happening that look to be undermining democracy. We are important partners in security, we're important partners in development, we're important partners in business. And when I listen to members of the Ugandan opposition, they tell me that democracy in Uganda is being undermined, that there's not a level playing field, and it's becoming increasingly difficult for them to see any possibility of winning any free and fair elections in the future.
You've asked President Museveni before to resign, saying, in the words that he used, that he's the barrier to Uganda's development. Do you really expect that Museveni can just wake up and resign?
No, I don't. The phrase, I did say that he was a barrier to development, and after 32 years in power, I do believe that he is now one of the strongest barriers to Uganda's development. I have lived and worked in Uganda, and I have seen how the regime that centralizes power in the hands of one person, that effectively is a military government in civilian clothes, it makes it very difficult for business, makes it very difficult for genuine people that want to invest in developing the country to operate.
Why Uganda? There's Democratic Republic of Congo, which has just had a tumultuous election. There's an apparent coup in Gabon. Why Uganda?
Well, I think that's a very legitimate question. There are many imperfect countries in the world, and actually you could look at my own country and say that we've got ourselves in a bit of a pickle over our exit from the European Union as well. None of us is perfect, but that doesn't mean that there are not serious concerns about members of parliament being arrested and tortured, and about the whole way in which democracy is conducted within Uganda. Not only the low-level intimidation, harassment, arrest of opposition members of parliament, but also the way in which, you know, we all know that in Uganda there is a parallel structure, parallel to the democratic process, that is loyal only to the president and to the ruling party, and that makes it very difficult for a true democracy to be able to prevail, and it makes it very difficult for Ugandan people, if they did ever want to choose a different leader, to be able to do that in a free and fair way.
Let me read to you a response by our Information Minister, the Honourable Frank Tumwebaze. He said, Uganda's democracy is not discussed and debated in London. That can't be democracy, but rather an abuse of real democracy. We got enough of their imported democracy before 1962, and it was up to no good. What's your response to that, Doctor?
My response is that I'm talking about 2019. Uganda and the United Kingdom are equal partners. We're equal partners in development, in security, in business. And when you have an equal partnership, when you are friends, it is right and proper that you critique your friends, and that's exactly what we are doing.
Lastly, in a minute, Doctor, you are calling on British Prime Minister Theresa May and the European Union to do something about Uganda's democracy. What exactly do you want them to do?
Well, I think Uganda is and Britain are partners in the Commonwealth. I think we have development, lots of developmental partnerships. And actually, if we don't see that Ugandan democracy is free, that there is a chance for a thriving opposition in Uganda, then I think it threatens the future of our partnership.
Dr. Paul Williams, thank you for talking to us.
Thank you for your time.